Welcome to Family Gamer TV. Now, after months of speculation, previews, hands-on, leaks and information coming out about Disney Infinity 2.0, we finally got our hands on it. And as you've seen in our unboxing videos, the kids have really enjoyed these toys. So, to set the scene, this is the second of the Disney Infinity games, Disney Infinity 2.0. It has a Marvel theme, so this offers characters and playsets and adventures in the Marvel universe for the Avengers, and that comes with the starter pack. Then in addition to that, you can buy an adventure around Guardians of the Galaxy in a playset pack. In addition to that, you can also buy a Spider-Man playset as well. Now, in each of those additional playsets and for the original Avengers, you can also buy additional characters. Along with that, there are a whole new set of power discs that offer new additions in the game, such as team-ups that bring in additional characters to help you in the game, costume swaps, which again are new for Disney Infinity 2.0, as well as all the other items, the properties that you can get in the Toy Box mode, the game creator mode of the game. Now, the kids have been playing this a lot over the last few days, and the main event here for them is the playset adventures. Now, these are the sort of 5, maybe 6-hour adventures that take you through a large world you have to investigate. You encounter mission givers, and you go on a mission, and you go on solving a particular crime or a particular evil plot to overthrow the world. And by using your superhero powers, by using your characters, in the game, you can progress and essentially complete that. Once you have completed it, which we think takes around 5 hours for us, there are still other things to do in the game, things to collect, and as you're doing that, you're unlocking items to use in the Toy Box. Now, the Toy Box I really like. It's a way you can create your own game, you get the tools of the developers to create your own experiences. But still, for our family, the Toy Box is second fiddle to those playset adventures. So this, I think, means for our family that to get good value out of that £50, the Avengers starter pack for Disney Infinity 2.0, I need to get them into and using the Toy Box, because that's a large slice of what you're buying when you buy the game. If you just play the playsets, I think you really are paying over the odds for a video game experience that is relatively simple, although nicely delivered and nicely sculpted. And talking of sculpts, the other part of the game, obviously, is these figures. Now, like Skylanders, you unlock characters in the game using little plastic figurines that you place on a USB peripheral that plugs into your console. But the clever thing is that as you progress these characters, all that progress gets saved back to your toy figure, and that means when you take it off, it's all on there. And if you take this to a friend's house, they're cross-platform. If they've got Disney Infinity 2.0, you can pop it on their console, and your character, your guy, with all your customizations, with all your power-ups, is instantly in the game. Now, in this year's Disney Infinity 2.0, characters also have a more extensive way to upgrade. This closes the gap, I think, on Skylanders, where you can upgrade your character in a skill tree form to give them particular powers, and this genuinely customizes how they behave in the game. You can make a particular guy or girl, more close combat, more range combat. They can heal each other in the game, so you can make a particular character very good at reviving other players and bringing them back to life should they die. Now, dying in the game is another interesting point, because unlike Disney Infinity 1.0, if your character runs out of health and dies in the game, you can't carry on and use him immediately. You have to swap and use another character, and the one that has died is timed out for a particular amount of time. Now, this means that I think the Marvel game is quite a bit harder than Disney Infinity 1.0. You often find yourself having to go back to checkpoints. Now, my kids, who are 6, 9 and 11, at times found themselves a little bit frustrated, and so what we did, we popped into the menu and knocked the difficulty down from normal to easy. There's also a hard difficulty as well, so with the Marvel franchise, obviously it will attract older audience as well as kids, and I think that's well catered for in the difficulty of the game. So I think the biggest question mark over Disney Infinity 2.0 is backward compatibility. Now, it does do a lot. It supports all the original figures in the new game. It supports all the original power discs in the new game. In the Toy Box also, you can bring over all your items by placing your old playset Toy Box pieces on the Disney Infinity base, and they come into the new game too. There's also a download option, so if you've got Disney Infinity 1.0, you can, for a relatively small amount, download the upgraded Toy Box aspect of Disney Infinity 2.0. But what it doesn't do is to create a cross-compatibility with the playset adventures. So those exist only on one disc. So if you've got Disney Infinity 1.0, there's no way currently to play the Avengers or the Spider-Man or the Guardians of the Galaxy playsets without buying a new starter pack and essentially buying a second Disney Infinity base that you don't really need because you've already got one on your console from the first game. Equally, Disney Infinity 2.0 isn't compatible with the original playset adventures from Disney Infinity 1.0. So if you want to play those old playset adventures, whether that's Cars, The Incredibles, Pirates of the Caribbean, you also need to buy Disney Infinity 1.0. I'd like to see some backwards compatibility and potentially, even if it's not on the disc in Disney Infinity 2.0, giving you the option of downloading that playset adventure to your console. Now, in terms of platforms, there's some different things this year on Disney Infinity 2.0. The Wii isn't supported, although you can use your Wii Infinity base on the Wii U. So if you went to the route of downloading the Toy Box mode for Disney Infinity 2.0, you could reuse your Portal peripheral from the Wii on the Wii U. You could also reuse the PlayStation 3 Disney Infinity base to give it its proper name on the PlayStation 4, although as I understand it, there's not a cross compatibility between Xbox 360 Infinity base and Xbox One. In addition to that, there's some special limited edition version of the game for the PlayStation 4. Now, this is super expensive, but comes with a really magnificent diorama and some extra figures. And at launch, this is the only way you can buy the Hulk figure for Disney Infinity 2.0, the Avengers playset. So there's no way to play Hulk without buying that super expensive version on PlayStation 4. Now that's for a month. After that, the Hulk character, as I understand it, will be available more widely at retail. Now that's a move, obviously, it's going to be a tie-in to PlayStation 4. It's nice for collectors to have a reason to buy these more expensive packs, but I think for families that will be seen as a negative. There's no reason really to lock away Hulk in that collector's edition. I think it would have been nice to have Hulk as a standalone character alongside being available on the PlayStation 4. Now, although that is attention, I don't think it eclipses the value here. And as long as families understand that with the starter pack, you can get an awful lot of value and playtime in the toy box, in the play sets, and also some new Toy Box adventure mini games that come. You get 2 with each starter pack, a tower defense and a dungeon crawling game, which are nice because you can cross-pollinate the different franchises. Also, I think if you're buying extra figures, you need to pick them carefully. Pick and choose the ones you want, but also keep an eye on which characters are cross-franchise. So some characters in Disney Infinity 2.0 can go from one playset to another because they're all in the Marvel universe. And I know that Hulk is one of those characters that can switch over, and I think Iron Man as well. But by looking on the packaging, you can see which ones you're going to get the most value out of. So for families, this is going to be very popular, and I'm sure if you're a parent, your kids are going to be wanting this on their Christmas list, if not before. I think for hardcore gamers, it's a bit of a mixed bag, really. It is really nice, the figurines are certainly collectible, and it's nice to have an excuse to have these Marvel toys on your shelf. The game itself is pretty simple, it's pretty simplistic compared to other PlayStation 4 games, which is the platform we tested it on, and certainly even the cutscenes between the action didn't look that sharp and crisp and felt like they were just upscaled PS3 animations. The gameplay does feel quite sort of cookie cutter. It's plenty of fun. Really nice to have that co-op action, and you can do that straight out of the box with a starter pack with no need to buy extra figures like last year. But still, if you're a really hardcore gamer, I think potentially, unless you really love Marvel or you really want an excuse to collect these lovely figures, Disney Infinity potentially isn't going to be the top of your list against other more core game experiences that offer that more advanced gameplay, more advanced sort of interactions on the PlayStation 4. Now, I'm in no doubt with the Disney brand and with the Marvel characters, Disney Infinity 2.0 Marvel Superheroes is going to do really well at retail. I think they've got some stiff competition this year from Skylanders Trap Team, and I like the way that in Skylanders every year you can use all your old characters and use them in the main adventure, which you can't do in those adventure playsets in Disney Infinity. But in the main, I think Disney Infinity 2.0 Marvel Superheroes is going to be a big hit with families. Now, if your family isn't into Marvel yet, and this game is only Peggy 7, so you're not necessarily going to be aged out, but maybe your kids haven't quite discovered the Marvel brand, there will also be a Disney Originals Toy Box combo pack that focuses on those classic Disney characters that will be coming out this year as well. That's not out yet, but that will be coming to stores a little bit later in the year. So there you go, that's our Family Gamer TV review of Disney Infinity 2.0 Marvel Superheroes. If this is the first Family Gamer TV video you've seen, then do subscribe to the channel because we can let you know when we have more on Disney Infinity and Skylanders and other games for families. For now though, that's all we've got time for, so see you again soon.